All miles away from the aircraft, from the spacecraft. This is infrared. Cameraman is just probably as stunned as we are looking at this. Now, watch this. Look at that thing that shot by.
Yeah.
It's going pretty fast, probably faster than a comet. Comet only goes about 100 miles a second. Oh, did they eat that one? No, they're friends. They're going to hang out together. And the lightning, there's the flashes you see. That thing that just whipped by, that was probably going a few million miles an hour. There's nothing physical that goes that fast. Nice apparition. And these discs we see with holes in them and notches in them frequently in the space shuttle footage, particularly the tether incident that we saw last week, where there were hundreds of these things, very large.
It would be really great if we had somebody call in who was, had some experience, with the space program or physics or something that has an opinion on what these things are, because I'm kind of
I
at
had
a
a
loss.
clip on a doctor talking about it, but that might be coming up, or maybe the next week's show. But I have some. I'm trying to get some credible witnesses for that. We're still on. Can we get a sound on this?
In the meantime, I think we'll put up our phone number.
Right.
And that if anybody wants to call in and just make a comment, if you want to contribute to what we're talking about.
Behind us is Apollo 14.
Do you believe in life on other planets?
Discussing a visit they had.
Oh yes,
something
there's
that
not
had been
much
there
question
earlier.
at all. But there's life throughout the universe. We're not alone in the universe at all.
You're convinced that we're not alone in the universe?
Oh, I know for sure we're not alone in the universe. And I happen to be privileged enough to have been in on the fact that we have been visited on this planet. And the UFO phenomenon is real, although it's been covered up by our governments for quite a long time. It is a real phenomenon, and there's quite a few of us. It's been well covered up by all of our governments for the last 60 years or so, but slowly it's leaked out, and some of us are privileged to have been briefed on some of it, but I've also been in military circles and intelligence circles that knows but at least.
See, the problem is if I announce...
Let's go to UFO shooting, 3.8. Okay. We invite you to call in, 203-358-0103. We will put you live on the air, and we will make fun of you. No, we'll entertain your questions.
We'll let you make fun of us.
Yeah, now look at these things shooting behind us. These are interesting objects, just kind of shooting around. There comes another one. Now maybe this is the wave of the future. We'll just travel in these small little orb shapes. But clearly, NASA doesn't really know what's happening with this. Looks like we're getting a call.
Hey. Hey, show about everything. Somebody there? Okay, call back.
You were live on the air. We lost you. Let's go to 4.1. This is we showed this to you last year. Can we hide that number quick? Okay. Orb coming up from the bottom of the screen, going into the mirror. That was a double-lobed orb. I took these myself. Here coming out of the sheet as a little orb, goes under, comes out. It's not related to my movement. I was actually trying to follow it, and it was dodging me. And one more on the bed, coming up. The next one. But
this is an infrared camera?
Infrared.
What kind of lenses do they have on this?
This is about 12 years ago. So just, here we go, we zoomed in, and you saw a nice orb.
Hello?
Here's an orb.
Right. Hello? Hello?
We encourage our viewers to submit their paranormal footage to us. And
Somebody's having trouble getting through.
It or premiere it on the show here.
You have to press speakerphone first, or?
Yeah, I did.
Can we go to, I think did we neglect the 3.8 again? Let's do that. Now we've got a little bit of time left, and we covered quite a bit of stuff tonight. I'm not quite out of gas yet, so you guys have any questions here? How about we go to an equally important mystery? Can we get the video on my screen here?
Okay, you just have to go full screen when you want.
It's, wait a minute. This is the. Oh my God. Okay, I just discovered something here on the show. This is the chamber in the pyramids. Okay, the famous chamber that's the so-called air shaft, and they like 12 years ago now, 13 or more, maybe 14 years ago, they discovered the door at the end of it. It took them 10 years to bother to get through it. And now there's a war in Egypt, so we can't find out what's there. But I see an orb in this thing. Unless it's a moth deep inside the pyramid.
Okay, we're having a little phone problem tonight, so hold on, I'm going to put you on speaker.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Hi, we have our first caller tonight. What's your name?
My name's Jim from Westport.
Hey,
Jim.
look at this. There's an orb inside the pyramid, just to my left.
Now,
Wait a minute. Jim, did you see that at home? Can you...
yes, now just to let you guys know, I'm watching on the internet, and the audio is a little distorted, so I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing.
Really?
But I can hear you fine right now, of course.
Wow, we have to stay on the phone then. Damn. Well, check this out. I just discovered here. This is the... You recall this tunnel in the pyramids, Jim?
Yes, I do.
And look to the right. There's a thing floating around there, like an orb. Like, again.
Take his question.
Did you have a question?
Well, I was going to discuss that Mars monolith thing. Does that look like a fragment? I mean, is that possibly a fragment of an asteroid, or does it look like it's a chiseled object like these ancient Egyptian type things?
From the small pictures that we have, Jim, it doesn't show signs of what I would say workmanship. But in the same breath, I would say certainly it looks like it was shoved into the ground, not impacted, because there's no crater around it.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like the ground around it didn't sink.
There was one shot there, it looked perfectly square, too. It was pretty
it's a little creepy. And there's
eerie.
more than one, and they're all perfectly squared, like properly done, like the Stonehenge monoliths are. Yeah, and you know, I wanted to show you people a picture of the 1,000-ton obelisk that's out there in Aswan, Egypt. It wasn't removed from the quarry. It's still there resting, but it's cut out, and it's amazing how no one can explain how these Egyptians cut any of that stuff. So here we are trying to figure this stuff out, and it occurred to me tonight after reviewing all this footage of these orbs and small objects moving around, and considering DNA and the fact that microbes can exist in the upper atmospheres, or amino acids are coming in on meteors on a daily basis, perhaps a single-cell creature is not so primitive after all. Perhaps we are an aberration as multicellular creatures. Sure, mankind, we've evolved to this spot, you know, but maybe it's a mistake. Maybe it's an experiment. Maybe the masters who created us are these single-cell things that are not amoebas, but they're somehow evolved. Their spirit, their DNA is more sophisticated, but they're still single cells. That's the only way I can explain it, unless there's some invisible race of creatures giving information secretly to certain people throughout the history. John?
Well, are there any other questions?
Well, if I could just jump in. On the album Presence by Led Zeppelin, you may remember there's this obelisk, if I recall correctly, that is almost turned in a DNA type of corkscrew pattern. So it's an interesting symbolism there. But anyway, thanks a lot.
Should we Google that?
Okay.
Presence.
Thanks for the call.
Let's try to get that image up. Thank you, Jim.
Bye.
Let's try to get that presence. I remember the album. I just can't picture the name.
Could you put up our email address? Because I want to explain to the callers, too, that they can contact us through email, drop us an email. They can also text message us at that email address, and they can video chat with us if they'd like. We have another call, but there's our email address. You pick up line 3 and it just
Let's try it again. People keep calling.
Hangs
We've got
up.
Plenty of time left to take your calls.
Sorry, caller. If you want to call back, I'll try to get you on.
Presence,
We're having a little
this.
phone difficulty here.
It was a strange album cover of a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in that shape.
Yep.
Can we zoom
Physical.
in?
What was that album?
Presence. It's
Presence.
the presence of this little slab thing, and we can't make it any larger right now. But they're standing there looking at it, and maybe hold it.
You got to put the.
I can measure it. I'm going to measure it with my caliper right now. That looks golden in proportion. The base divided by the height is golden. Jim, thank you for that. Maybe we can talk to Jimmy Page or get him on the show. Behind us, some of the mysteries we'll be covering next week are these little critters that seem to be growing on dunes on the planet Mars. Now, there's one of the little fellas waving up and saying hi. And the reason this is strange...
It's Jimmy Page.
Because this is real. It could be Jimmy Page. But these are NASA photos. And NASA tells us, there's nothing growing on Mars. That stuff's sliding down. We're just looking at it upside down. Oh, whatever. Those look like the Planet of the Apes things that were up on the cliff, those creatures.
We do have a chat coming in here.
Someone's attempting to chat with us via the internet.
If I can find it. Okay, we're answering. Let's see who it is. Hello.
Can you throw up the infrared sky? 4.0.
Well, it's Mr. Yawn Mower.
Oh my.
How's it going?
Hold still. Let me measure. Can I measure?
Ads distract us.
Now is this a
Text messaging?
Oh my God.
Reading is dreary.
Wait, let me measure his eyes. Wait a second. The proportions of an alien head are golden. I think we're onto something. Wait a second.
Hello. Hi. Are you there?
On the next show, we're going to investigate that. I'm going to try to get our best alien face. That's a pretty realistic alien face.
Maybe if our callers want to call in on 345-0100 instead of 0103, we might get the phone to work. So
they can call my cell phone. No, I don't want to give that out.
That's our main line, but there's nobody here in the studio right now. We're the only ones here, so I don't think there'll be any calls coming in.
This alien apparently is hacked into our system and is taken over. Every switch I'm hitting, he's not going away. Now.
Okay, let's try it again. Hello.
He even has little ear holes.
Oh, hey, Mike. How you doing? You want me to put you on speaker?
The show's breaking down a little bit. We're trying to...
Well, look here, though. I'm watching you on the internet and the TV, but you guys stopped showing on the internet.
Stop showing, huh?
The internet dropped out?
Got you and the guy there with the big pillar and the cave, the original intro.
Yeah.
And that's it. Y'all just then sitting there.
Really?
But I can hear you.
Oh, really? You can hear on the internet?
I can hear it, but there's no action, no showing.
It's frozen? Frozen image?
Yeah, frozen image.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the space, the vision of this.
We probably have gotten so many hits on the website that it's overloading our server. You know, when you get up to about 100,000 hits, it starts to overload. So that could be why.
This is a perfect golden rectangle.
So, but thanks for letting us know.
All in proportion.
But hey, look here, a question. Ask the guy if you believe in that what you call it, from monkey to man.
Evolution?
Yeah, you believe in that?
Well, there's no credible evidence that evolution is a functioning reality, but I do believe that like dinosaur bones are old and that they lived and died. I just don't see how. I mean, every species that ever lived was perfect. You know, I don't believe in this. There's not enough time in the history of the universe to have it be chance or to have this so-called evolution occur.
I believe that. Okay.
Thank you for your call, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Well, are we out?
Yeah.
1 minute left.
1 minute.
We expect to see you people back here next week. We're going to tighten up our show. We're going to tighten up the technology.
Every week we're going to get better. We're going to get this video chat working a little bit better, and we want to hear from you guys.
People coming in, we're going to have to start charging you.
And hopefully we will get the phones working properly.
Well, John, again, thank you for having me on the show.
It's a lot of stuff to digest, so this is why over the next several weeks we're going to talk about all this stuff again. We're going to touch on it.
Right, so replay the show. Try to get it on our website, which is soundviewtv.org. If you can remember that, we're going to have a link.
Hello.
So you can stream these shows.
Somebody just keeps hanging up.
Is that it?